a simple question. Is this real? The answer is probably yes, by the way, whatever the question is.
Is this real? I think it is.
What is this?
I was more excited for Forspoken than I am for Armored Core 6. Despite
Probably
being
true.
a big From Software fan, Armored Core 6 is failing to get me invested, which is something even flops like Forspoken and Redfall managed to do. Speaking of...
Ooh, when you're saying Redfall is good, you're putting out a high-level proposition.
senseless flying around, Armored Core 6 looks like chaos for the sake of chaos. Nothing looks like it matters here. It looks to have no rhyme or reason to it. In games like Forspoken, the story sucked for the most part, but at least I know the main character had a reason to keep...
I mean, honestly, I'm not an Armored Core fan. I could not care less about the franchise, but I will say this. When watching the trailers and whatnot, I kind of can see... I kind of can see the point of chaos for chaos' sake and just flying around. Because all of Armored Core 6 gameplay that we saw in the trailer literally can be explained like this. Here's your mech. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong in the comments. Because I'm not. And you know it. And you know it. Admittedly, that's not to say that's a bad thing. Because all of Dark Souls or any kind of Souls-like Elden Ring type of gameplay can be summarized into in the back. And again, dodge, 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 roll, roll, roll. Hey, doesn't mean necessarily it's bad, but you know.
fighting. I despised Atomic Heart for disappointing me so much, and its story was unforgivingly bland, but hey, at least I know the protagonist had his reasons to take on the hordes of angry robots. The game's intentionally vague and suggestive story trailer may have drummed up excitement among some people, but I wasn't one of them. I don't know. Like, I feel like at the very end of the, it was at the very, very end, right?
Okay.
Like, dude, this part was so good.
That's a cinematic.
621. I'll give you a reason to exist.
And that was it. And that was it.
I mean, we're not setting high bars here, honestly, from any side. Not from my side, not from Armored Core's side, not from Hasbin's side. Yeah, it is what it is.
That was so good. That was fine. Yeah, looked lame. I thought it was good. I guess, like, so if you watch the whole trailer, I guess, yeah, showing, like, the last second of it might not make sense to people.
Yeah.
But I remember the trailer, like, whenever we saw it, we were like, oh, that's fucking badass. That's awesome.
I mean, that's what trailers are supposed to be.
I don't get it. It's crazy. And
hey, Fallout 76 had a good trailer. Most games had a good trailer.
Elden Ring compared to the
Anthem had a good trailer.
whole realization that America's actually Radagon was fucking awesome and showed the human element to being a demigod. Yeah, I mean, that was good too. But, like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the game... Armored Core 6 looks like you're a drone fighting other drones. It looks completely weightless in terms of combat decisions and whether you're fighting for a good reason.
Oh no, I can actually also see the weightlessness argument. Oh no! I actually can see... Now that I think back, I can see the weightlessness argument. Oh no! I don't know if this person is actually just right on, like, one sentence from a paragraph, or is this person completely wrong in some, or is this person actually a prophet? Because, yeah, I can see that. Also, who the fuck thought it's a good idea to put a katana on a mech? That's stupid. I hate mech designs. They're like the most impractical, dumbest, absolute moronic things ever. Oh, did you see? One of the boss fights was literally a mech that didn't have range weapons, but had a katana. Katana tank. I hate life so much sometimes.
Watching the gameplay looks like two robots bumping into each other. On paper, fast-paced and brutal mecha combat sounds like a surefire win, but after a few minutes of looking at Armored Core 6, I'm bored. I recall seeing it, describing it to the raised eyebrow of our deputy editor, Jamie, as a $1 ago arcade game, which may be fun if you're at an arcade, but for
okay, that's a little bit much though, probably, but you know.
$70 title, I'm not sure. I'm willing to give any game a shot, and I'm sure once Armored Core eventually goes on sale, I'll pay the price of admission and start shooting down enemy mechs and drones, but for the first time in my life, a game that should excite me simply doesn't. I'm hoping the trailers aren't doing it any justice, and that playing it will give me the From Software adrenaline rush that I crave, but until that time comes, I'm worried I may have to skip a major upcoming Xbox game for the first time in a very long time.
I mean, as long as playing it feels good, that's technically all that matters, but I see the critiques, because watching the footage, yeah, I wasn't really excited. That's why I skipped those videos. Armored Core just doesn't really excite me that much.
Oh my god, guys. Oh my fucking god. This is the problem with mech games. And I talked about this, didn't I? I said that people are not able to emotionally attach themselves to the character. And like so much of it is like people's emotional investment into it. So the gameplay is crazy on the VOD video. Of course it's fucking crazy.
I mean, I'm an exception probably because I haven't played a male character in forever, but I'm really attached to my characters. Wow.
Of course it's like, what are you talking? Like I don't know. Mech games flop a lot. Yeah, because people like.
Yeah, most mech games are trash. That's why they do flop a lot. Like that's not a secret. Most mech games are completely just brutal garbage.
You can't relate to a robot, but like this is a girl. You've seen a girl before, right? At least some people have. Maybe like 3 or 4 people in the chat have seen a girl before. Well, so you'd be able to recognize like, oh, okay, yeah, I know what this is, right? But it's a mech warrior, and so it's like this weird thing, and it's not the same, and it's like totally different. So,
I don't understand. I know, by the way, I completely understand where Asmongold's opinion from all of this comes. Because, you know, he's a short, scrawny, you know, pigeon-looking guy. He has more in common with the average woman than man. If someone slaps him, he probably just, you know, falls to the ground like a pile of bones. So, he has this relatability issue with everything, right? That's why he plays World of Warcraft as a warrior. Because he needs that fantasy. Because he had because people who have never gotten to experience, you know, being men as men, kind of need these fantasies, right? So they will, like, remake themselves in their perfect vision and whatnot. So this is where, it makes sense that he thinks that relatability needs to exist. But relatability is just bullshit bunk. You don't need to relate to your character at all. Like, unless you're a scrawny dude who wants to finally have a power trip once in his life and you play video games to achieve that goal, you don't need to, you do not need to literally be able to relate to any character. It's just pointless. It's useless.
So I can get it. Western media is angry at FromSoft because they're making good games. Maybe it's just a different genre.
But yes, by the way, is it going to be a good game? Probably. It's probably going to be... The worst case scenario, I think, is going to be like a 6 out of 10. Which is honestly good nowadays. A 6 out of 10 is playable. You're going to have your fun, you know. It's not going to be bad. And again, worst case scenario. Is it going to be a 9 out of 10? Absolutely not. I think it could peak as like an 8, in my honest opinion.
Here's what I think. I think the truth is that Armored Core is probably not going to be anywhere near the same level of a splash as Elden Ring. And I don't think it's going to have the same scope as Elden Ring or Dark Souls 3 or probably even Sekiro. I think it's just going to be a very good game for what it is. And I feel like a lot of people are okay with that. Like, that's fine.
I mean, if you're a mech fan, you're probably looking forward to this, right? Shout out in comments who of you guys are mech fans, and are you excited? Well, no, actually, mech fans are excited for anything mech, because no one risks going into mechs. Mechs fail so often because it's just... It feels boring and clunky most of the time. I don't know. It's hard to exactly explain, but there's a reason mech games fail so often.
I'm kind of tired of people that are expecting every video game to be like a 300-hour adventure. Because the way that a lot of video games create 300-hour experiences isn't through fun, it's through repetition and grinding. Like, Final Fantasy 16 is a good example.
I don't agree at all. Look at Baldur's Gate 3. How much repetition and grinding you need to do there to get $200 of a game that can be replayed at least like 10 more times after that.
Example of this, where like, if you go through the main story, it doesn't take forever. It's not going to be like a massive long period of time to play the game. But whenever you do it, it's good.
That's just Final Fantasy cope, okay? If the bar to entering a game is like, oh, you need to play it for 40 hours and then it gets really good, but until then it's kind of like meh. Yeah, you're not selling me the game, honestly. You're kind of telling me the game's shit, but as soon as I reach some kind of arbitrary number of hours, I am too invested into the game and I'm gonna just keep on playing. That's what you're kind of telling me. This is the Final Fantasy Omega Cope situation, right? Oh, the game's actually really good, but you need to, like, get max level, finish the first 2 storyline campaigns, finish 5 dungeons, and then it gets, like, good. But until it's like, meh, it's like, meh. Dude, come on. Come on.
Quality is good the whole time. 14, did I say 14? I meant 16. Mech games are never popular. They're always a cult game. Yep. Critics usually have trash opinions with big words scattered in to make them feel smart. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. I just think it's so weird that people have like these kind of opinions about a game like Armored Core 6.
Why?
But again, I think that a lot of people want to be emotionally attached to a video game.
No.
Or to a character.
A lie.
So whenever they don't have that, they're not able to get invested into it.
I mean, who emotionally attached them to Sekiro? A guy with one arm and he jumps good. No one. Fucking no one. You know?
It's okay to not like a certain type of genre. It's just weird for the author to slightly throw shade at the game for being what it is. Yeah, exactly. Do you think GGG making 2 games to make people play as much as possible for PoE will bring them more money? Yeah, I hope so. If you don't like mech, you're weird. Nah, that's fine. Like, I think it's okay. It's just kind of weird because, like, it's not a bad thing for a game to come out and for you not to be interested in that game. Like, I remember whenever Sekiro came out and I had played Dark Souls, I didn't immediately get super excited for Sekiro because it's like, well, I don't really play games like that. You know, it's not the same as Dark Souls, so I don't care. But, like, I went back and I played it, and it was good. And I just hope that, like, I hope people realize that a really good development team that has the eye for what's actually good gameplay, that is going to span a lot larger than just, like, one genre or one game or one series. Like, back in the day, you would buy a game from Blizzard because it was a good game. And you would know that Blizzard makes good games, so if Blizzard makes a game, it's a good game. That's the reason why people bought Baldur's Gate 3. It's because Divinity 2 Original Sin was really good. And that's the same reason why everybody's excited for the Riot MMO. It's because Riot makes really good games. So I view From Software as the same thing. And every game has to be a hype train masterpiece? Yeah, exactly. They're barely...
I mean, yeah, but you can still critique. I mean, I don't actually see a lot of what was said in this review as, necessarily incorrect. Like, if it's an opinion, it's an opinion.
Any mech games, so it's always good to see one specifically developed from FromSoft. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I wanted to talk about this for a few minutes because, like, it's just kind of weird to see people say that. Turn-based combat put me off.
No, it's not. Asmongold's even angry at you. Don't you hear that? It's rumbling.
Yeah, I think that people... Well, what I'm saying is, like, a good developer with a good eye will make people... It will make people look past that. At least that's what I've always thought.
I mean, it can happen. Like, anything can happen. I don't know if that's a good argument that anything can happen, but whatever.
Making mech games since forever, though? Yeah, exactly. Armored Core...
Well, that's... Wait, also a thing that people actually are saying about Armored Core 6 is that it's not like Armored Core 5. Like, the concepts behind it are different. Like, it doesn't play like it. Like 5 and whatnot. I don't know how true is that. I never played it, but whatever. Anyway, this was Kuzer said. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.